TW Films.
My name is Sharod Brown. I'm the CEO and founder and the lead trainer of Elevation Training Center here in Elyria. What we do here is we do basketball training, physical training, strength and conditioning. Here we like to bring in a lot of the talented athletes in the city who need help with skill development and other things. We like to help them elevate their game, help them to get to reach their goals, reach their dreams, any visions that they have, and empower them to be the best people they can be.
So what made you want to create the ETC?
Well, I could say what made me want to create it. Growing up, I've always had a passion for basketball and really developing and really putting in the work to get to a certain level. And as I was growing up, and me growing up with my younger brother, I really try to push him harder than I even push myself. And I would train him a lot, doing a whole bunch of drills and stuff, and his friends would see how hard I was on him and see how much I would push him, and they were like, oh, Sharod, can you help us train too, or you could do stuff with us. And I really didn't have a place or a specific gym or anywhere to go to help them and help train them. And so I was calling a bunch of different places in Lorraine, calling different churches, calling different gyms to try to work something out, because at first I wanted to do everything for free, and that's still one of my main goals, to get there to a point where maybe the city could fund me and I could just train everybody for free. But I wanted to do, eventually, at the beginning, I wanted to do everything for free. And a lot of the churches, they were or churches buildings, they were we can't do that, we can't help you out, you'll have to do it with this times and that, and it never really meshed, it never fit, and I really couldn't find a good fit to do what I wanted to do.
Okay. What is the ultimate goal of ETC?
The ultimate goal, I would say, to eventually help kids get to a professional level, but I think that's kind of small. What I really want to do is, as far as that, I really want to help kids use basketball as a tool to help them get to where they want to be, because basketball, you could get injured and stop playing basketball, but once you use that to get to a certain place or get to a certain school or a certain destination, that could open up doors beyond the point of dribbling the ball. Mm-hmm. Because that could, like I just said, you can get injured, anything could happen. But after that, I want them to really and as far as the training and stuff we do here, I want them to really see what comes with putting in the work, putting in the time, putting in, the hard hours into getting to where you want to be, because nothing in life comes easy. I tell the kids all the time, I was like, you guys could come in here, you guys could be lazy, be lackadaisical, but what are you going to do when you leave here? Mm-hmm. Are you going to have that same initiative, or you just can't come in here, turn it on, turn it off? It's got to be a consistent effort in everything that you do, because I tell them, you could come in here, I was like, life is going to have struggles regardless. You could struggle in here, you could struggle now, or you could struggle later. But why not work for something? Why not achieve something now and not have to worry about that down the line?
Do you have a age cap and or skill level? Do you have I don't know how to word it, just a restriction, or can anybody play?
I'll take anybody as long as they're willing to come in here and work, to be honest, because I've had kids that'll come in, they dribble with their head down, they don't double dribbling all over the place. But as long as, I would say, I could teach anybody as long as they're willing to be taught, because what I don't want is anybody coming in here thinking that they know it all, because at the end of the day, nobody really knows it all. We all have to be teachable. We all have to be willing to learn something, because whether they know it or not, I could learn something from their flaws. That could help me be a better trainer. That could help me be a better basketball player at the end of the day. So when it comes in, all a kid has to know, or they have to have a willing spirit to be taught something. You know, come in not knowing nothing, and then leave expecting to know more than what they came in with. And my age limit really, I've had even adults ask me to train them, but I don't know how that'll go, because, you know, an adult, they'll be like, oh, well, I do this right, I do this. You know, it can be kind of hard with an adult. So, but my age limit really just goes from, I'm trying to expand it. I'm testing it out this summer. I'm gonna be training some college kids. I'm gonna do their sessions kind of like more towards like the nighttime, but that's when I'll be available to do that. But yeah, I do want to expand my age limit to college kids, so when they're here in the summertime or when they're like on breaks and stuff, they can come in the gym, get some work in. Because Lorraine, whether people they should know it by now, it's very limited as far as like resources.
Oh, yeah.
So I really want to be just a source for the community, a source where people could come in and they feel like they're not so limited when they come home as far as like gym availability and stuff like that, because I've only been open, it'll be a year next month that I've been training. So I really want to start doing a lot more stuff now that I'm starting to get a good groove and starting to get sufficient in my mission and plan.
Okay. Say it was my first time in the gym. What would I expect? Just a typical day at ETC. What should people expect to see when they walk in the doors?
You want me to be honest?
Hey, whatever you want to say.
All right. Well, to be honest, if you come in here and you're not in shape, you haven't been doing nothing, you haven't been putting in the work and time, you may be on the verge of feeling like you're gonna pass out, feeling like you're gonna throw up, feeling like, you know, I can't do this, and feeling like, you know, why am I here? Kind of to that point, because I feel like when it comes to training, and when you have a goal, when you're trying to get somewhere, if you're not pushing yourself beyond your limits, do you really want what you say you want? Mm-hmm. Because if you're not willing to come in here, to put in the time in here and outside of here, you don't want what you really say you want. How bad? It really comes down to how bad do you want it, type of thing. Because I could come in here and I tell the kids, I don't teach, I don't do anything, I don't give them anything that I haven't done already. So all the drills, all the shots, all the shot attempts, all the sprints, the battle ropes, flipping the tires, I've done all of that. I do it before the kids come in. I do it after the kids leave. So it's like I'm not telling you to do something that I wouldn't do myself, or that people haven't done, or that people don't do that get to the next level. Because what we do here is I throw a lot of stuff at them. We'll take them through a typical day. We'll start off with stretch, we'll do ball handling, we'll go into conditioning, we'll go into form shooting, we'll go into game specific drills, we'll go into critiquing their shots, critiquing their in-game movements, how to get to their spots and stuff like that, and just trying to make them the best overall players, you know, for their teams, for their systems, for however they want to elevate their game. And really, the main objective is for the day is to leave exhausted, is to leave empty. Because if you come in here, you work out, and you still feel like you could have did more, or I'm not tired, you didn't have a good day.
Exactly. You
didn't have a good day. If you come in here, you work your butt off, you're like, man, Coach Rod, some kids have told me I could barely walk, I could barely breathe. But if you leave here and you take a step out that door, you get your breath back, you get in your car, you ride home with your parents, you recollect yourself, and you're like, man, I had a good day. And that should be the end goal when you leave here from training. How did the virus affect ETC? I'll say this, and it may sound kind of strange. I think, well, just from a overall perspective, I think the virus may have been the best thing to happen to people. I'll say that. I'll go as far as saying that. One, because it opened a lot of people's eyes. So if you weren't already working out, you weren't already taking the best of your time, using the best of your time, it made you feel like you took it for granted. So now when things go back to kind of like a subnormal or whatever normal is now, and gyms start to open back up, you could start doing things, you could go back to the gym, shoot, you can go back to the gym and work out. It should be a different type of desire when you walk into a place, because in an instance, something can happen and it can all be taken away. So I was telling somebody before, like, what do you do when you can't do what you love anymore? Or what do you do from there? Because when the virus happened, you couldn't go to the gym, you couldn't go to the movies, you couldn't do your daily routine, you couldn't do your normal routine. So what do you do outside of that keeps you going? What other outside objectives or forces can you use to still be the best that you are without doing what you love? So I had to, in an instance, to keep myself in shape, I like running, but I don't like it as much as I like doing it. So I had to run more, you know. This wasn't open to the public a lot. I had to do a lot of just outside stuff. I had to work out outside even when it was cold. I had to do a lot of stuff that I may have not wanted to do, but it was good for me. So when stuff isn't open, the virus really showed people who they really were. And that's what I liked about the virus, because if you were a slacker, you weren't a slacker because the virus came. You were just always a slacker. You were always lazy. So I think the virus was good in an instance that it lit a spark under people, even from a business perspective. You know, it gave a lot of people time to reanalyze things and go back and to redo things and be like, okay, I need to do this. I could be doing this a lot better. You know, a personal development thing. So it was really important that people had that time. And now that things are getting back to normal, they could really project that and go to a new place, go to a deeper level in whatever they aspire to do as far as their personal goals, personal dreams. They'll never take it for granted again. Because like kids will tell me, they were bugging me constantly, Sharod, can you open a gym? I could have opened a gym, I could have got in trouble, but you know, I could have done it. But I was just like, what are you going to do when what would you do without me if I wasn't here? You know, what would you do if the center wasn't here? Would you still work hard? Do you need somebody constantly micromanaging you to do a drill or do this? Are you going to work hard if somebody's not telling you to work hard? And that's what I really liked about the virus coming into play, as far as people's work ethic, as far as their drive, as far as what they wanted to do. Because you can do that. There's always going to be outside adversity coming in, outside things you can't control. But are you still going to be who you say you are when everything around you is like going in like chaos?
Okay. And then last question. So June 8th, you guys open back up, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay. What measures have you guys taken to accommodate the new regulations with the virus going on and all that?
Yeah. So it wasn't hard, but you just have to be really, really, I guess not stern, but like, as far as like our guidelines, it's kind of strange and weird, because you know, like in the gym, you bump into people, you touch people, and here we play basketball, so you're guarding people, you pass a basketball to somebody, you know, as far as that. But our certain guidelines that we take in, we've always kept a clean facility, so I think now we're just trying to be even more on top of that, you know, as far as sanitation with our equipment, with our basketballs, with cleaning the whole gym entirely, you know, keeping a very good, clean outlook on even the outside, the inside. As far as like when parents come in, sometimes parents come in and stay for training sessions. So now that I don't want them in here, but there can only be a certain amount of parents in here when we do train. You know, kids, we're going to try to implement the 6 feet order when we are training in groups sometimes, not standing as close to each other. When kids come in the building, there's going to be a sanitation area. When they come in, they'll sanitize their hands. When they leave, they'll sanitize their hands. We want to enforce and try to get kids, because normally I have a basketball rack with a whole bunch of basketballs, but now that could be a little different, because, you know, who knows what people are bringing in from the outside. But we want kids to bring their own balls when we do our basketball training, just because, you know, that it'll be theirs, you know, it'll be a little bit more health wise, you know, to keep their own things. But that's just a little bit of what we're trying to do, trying to stay within the government's regulations and everything, and just try to go from there and just try to keep going with what we have, you know, work with what we got and go from there. We are off of Elevation Training Center is off of Lake Avenue. It's on the side in the back parking lot of Point of Grace Ministries. What we're trying to do is really, we want kids who are hungry. We want kids who want to put in the time, want to put in the work. And if you do have a kid that's not like that, or we could get them there, you know, we could help. We're here, we're an aid to the community to help however we can. We're just not here to make money at the end of the day. Empowering people and helping people get to their place in life and aspiring to get to their goals and dreams is more important than any dollar that I could ever make. So I'm really just here to help out, do my part in the community, and help people and empower them to get to where they aspire to be.